Hey, I'm Scott, and I am an American in Bangkok. And today I got an email from a guy wanting to know about working in Thailand. Imagine that. Everybody wants to come here and work here. Like, hey, I'll just pick up and go work in the Ukraine. I mean, it's easy. I'll just pack my bag, bring a carry-on, and I'll go over there and, I'll find me a good job. And next thing I know, I'll have myself a Ukrainian wife, and it'll be just like that. It just doesn't work that way, guys. I hate to tell you this, but it doesn't. So this guy writes into me, I was wondering if you could tell me anything about the English teaching jobs in Thailand. Do they really pay 32,000 baht a month, or is that a load of BS? I was also wondering what you could tell me about the tourist police. Are they for real or some kind of scam, for the lack of a better for lack of a better word? No. The tourist police are not a scam. They are generally Thais. The tourist police, as police go, are Thais. The assistants, or whatever they're called, some of the foreigners who act with the tourist police, they're not actually police, but they do have a little bit of legal authority for some reason. But I don't believe they make any money, and if they do, it's a pittance. And I mean, they might get a couple of meals free once in a while, and 1,000 baht here or there, but they're not. They're definitely not getting a salary. So I wrote him back and I said, the 32,000, that's an approximate amount that teachers earn, and that the tourist police were indeed, they were legitimate. There is a tourist police station down by Rajdamnern Stadium, and I know because I've been there before. I've been inside the tourist police trying to resolve an issue, and I did resolve it eventually. But anyway, he after I wrote back, he wrote, I know that the 25K to 32K baht per month would only be approximate 800 to 950,000 per month, but enough to live on. Everybody says that it's enough to live on, but I'm here to tell you, pal, if you don't know what you're doing here in Thailand and you're just starting out, you're going to have a rough time with 800 bucks a month. It's going to take you a little time to acclimate to the country and to how you buy things and what you should eat and what's the cheapest way to do things. And it'll just take a little bit of time. It might take a couple months. For some people, they might just pick it up right away. But I would say that, you better have some money when you come over here. And the 800 to 950, he wrote 950, I don't know why, but the $800 to $950, which is actually, it's more like 800 to anywhere up to about $3,000 a month, depending on what school you're teaching at, what level you're teaching at, your own credentials, how long you've been at the school, and also, are you teaching privates? Are you teaching corporate lessons to businesses? If you're teaching private lessons, like business lessons, then you're going to make quite a bit more money. I knew a guy who, about 20 years ago, when I first came over, he was making 70 to 80,000 a month, and he was just teaching his normal classes, plus he was teaching people at their place of business. He would get, say, 4 or 5 or 6 people, and he would teach a class there, and they would all pay whatever the going rate was, and then he would get a cut, or it was all his money, and he was earning 70 to 80,000 a month. And this was the guy who actually told me that I should think about just teaching English just for some temporary income because I really needed it at the time. Would you have any suggestions for a fellow American looking to go to Thailand and work for a year or so to see about possibly moving? My job in the States is in the transportation industry, truck driver. What type of employment should I be looking for there? And I will tell everybody exactly what I told him. If a Thai can do it, generally, or a Thai is capable of doing it, or if the government seems to think that a Thai is capable of doing it, then a foreigner is not going to be allowed to do that job. There are some instances when you might be able to do some things that a Thai will be able to do. However, you may be working with an international company or something like that. And I think in the case of truck driver, you might as well forget it. because Thais are perfectly capable of driving a truck. And aside from perhaps owning your own trucking company here, which I don't see you doing that with no experience in the country, or if you're just planning on coming here for a year, even that would be a stretch, trying to own your own trucking company. And you wouldn't be able to own 100% of it. Although you are American, perhaps you could get in with that treaty that they have, the American-Thai treaty that allows Thais to own 100% of the business. So, you know, you're limited. You're limited to portable work. You're limited to things like writing, photography, internet sales, internet like SEO kind of, what do you call it? You know, like where you're earning money from ads, or whatever else you can drum up here, which, you know, the number of jobs are slim for a foreigner, especially some guy who has no experience, doesn't speak any of the language, and you're just coming over here blind going, what can I do? I don't know what to do for work. If you don't know what to do, forget about it. You know, I mean, teach English. That's the standard go-to. So, anyway, that's all I got for now. Don't forget about my book. Don't forget about Patreon.com. Patreon.com/Scott Mallon. Go to that page. It'll tell you everything you need to know if you want to help support my channel. And also go to theycallmefarang.com. And you can purchase my book there in Kindle, audio, or print format. So until next time, I am Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di la jerken mai.